Did you know that 100% of people eat food? Well, that's not very surprising. But did you know, according to a survey in 2011 conducted by the U.S. Farmers and Ranchers Alliance, that 72% of Americans know little to nothing about what is in their food or what procedures are taking place to make their food? In fact, an online survey conducted by the Innovation Center of U.S. Dairy states that 16 million people think that chocolate milk comes from brown cows. Now, that is obviously untrue, but I doubt that you know what the people who work in food science actually do. Culinary scientists analyze the properties of food and document information to help customers and companies know what is in their food products and how people can get the best possible meals. This speech will inform you on the specifics and workplaces of culinary scientists, how microbiology and chemistry are used in food science, and why food scientists are important. To understand what culinary scientists do, we must first go over the job details and specifications. The basic information about culinary scientists is stated by the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics that says that typically an associate's or bachelor's degree in biology and chemistry is ideal, but other fields may apply because there are multiple types of food sciences. Typical pay can range between $40,000 to $90,000 per year depending on state and education. As for working locations, those places are either laboratories, offices, or greenhouses. One example of a possible workplace for culinary scientists is the Cargill Innovation Center. Built in 2011, the Cargill Innovation Center has both testing kitchens and laboratories to test many aspects of food. Megan Hobbs, the director of Cargill Protein Research and Development, says in the article, Cargill Innovation Center researchers meet culinary science. We have chemistry labs to study food composition, which helps us generate nutritional statements for protein products that are produced at our packing plants. And we have microbiology labs to help us determine the shelf life of our products and produce that use by date. They also have open testing kitchens so scientists can work with chefs on both restaurant foods and packaged products. If you have ever looked at the ingredients of a packaged product, you've probably seen a bunch of long words that you had no idea what they are or how to pronounce them. Well, though all those fancy words are the language of food chemists and microbiologists, and it is an example of what they do. One example of the work a food chemist might do is covered in Johnny Hayes's book, Chemisthesis, Chemical Touch in Food and Eating, written in 2016, where he discusses the chemical difference between chili peppers and mint. As the book explains, mint has the main component of menthol, while peppers have a chemical called capsaicin in them. And although these two chemicals are very similar, the different nerve endings in our tongue determines whether we taste something spicy or minty. The other main component of food science is microbiology. Food microbiologists' main focus are on the safety of certain types of foods, including packaged and fresh foods. They look at what helpful and harmful bacteria develop on certain types of food, which helps scientists determine things like how long a food should be refrigerated. Many culinary scientists contribute to both these fields, all to analyze the safest and tastiest options of the food we eat every day. Surprisingly, this analysis of commodities we eat every day is a fairly new study. While yes, there have been theories for thousands of years, only recently have they begun combining this world of science with the world of food manufacturing. For example, milk pasteurization has only been around for a little more than 100 years, but without it, people would possibly be ingesting harmful bacteria like E. coli and Salmonella. With the help of scientists, just this one outbreak has changed how the food industry operates for the better. And today's scientists are overviewing the manufacturing process of packaged goods more than ever to ensure the safety of consumers. Megan Hobbs, director of Cargill Research and Development, says, "The science practiced by culinary scientists is less visible to the public, but vital to the ability for consumers to get protein products with consistent texture, taste, and tenderness. This form of science may not be very important at first to the public, but it is very important. It is a very important to every part of the food manufacturing, eventually leading to the consumer safety. Culinary scientists use their degrees in workplaces to figure out the chemistry and microbiology of the food we consume every day. And now we know why is it important to the food industry. With all the science that surrounds the food world, one could consider each dish a science project."